everyone, my name is Mochi and today we're going to be talking about my most anticipated games for the year of 2026. But first, let's address the elephant in the room. It's already April and I've been offline for 4 months. So I just want to give a quick apology for that, as life has been really hectic lately and writing my dissertation and also my part-time job have just taken over my life, to be honest. Honestly, I just can't guarantee monthly uploads anymore, but I still do love making these videos and yapping about my favourite cozy games, even when I have less free time to play them. So I'm not going to be going anywhere, however uploads will unfortunately be less frequent for the foreseeable future. But bearing that in mind, I do want to thank everyone here for still tuning into this video, even though I've been inactive for a while, and I really appreciate your patience and support. So with all that being said, I've organised this list by genre, so please do feel free to skip around using the timestamps which will be in the description to see the parts that you're most interested in. We've got classic and highly anticipated life sims like paralives, all the way to strategic management sims. In particular, I've got my eye on this one called Beastro, and there's even some sandbox builders, so there's definitely something for everyone. Unless you're looking for some hardcore combat, then I'm afraid you're kind of out of luck here. So first things first, I want to talk about one of my favourite genres, which is life sims. So first on this list, we have Pokopia, the adorable love child of Pokemon and Animal Crossing, bringing a life sim twist to the creature collector game. Available to play right now, including a physical release for those of you that are collectors, but it's sadly exclusive to the Switch too. In this Poke Life Sim, you will play as Ditto and shape an empty island into a beautiful home for a variety of Pokemon. Use Ditto's shape-shifting ability to transform into a wide variety of Pokemon, using each unique ability as a tool. Collect berries, rocks and wood, terraform and till fields, grow your own crops, build homes for all the Pokemon that you meet, craft furniture and more. If you're like me and you love both Animal Crossing and Pokemon, ignoring the past couple games though because they've kind of flopped, then you are also super hyped for Pokopia, and from what I've seen on social media, it did not disappoint. I've seen people create gorgeous sceneries in this one, and I've also seen atrocities, especially regarding Mr. Mime. Can we get some justice for Mr. Mime, please? Sadly, I do not own a Switch 2, and I will not be caving for this one, albeit super adorable game. Stay vigilant, my fellow cozy enthusiasts, I know you feel the pain too. I just cannot justify the expense of a whole new console at the moment, especially with how little free time I currently have, and I know a lot of you will definitely be able to relate to that. With that being said, if you are the proud owner of a Nintendo Switch 2 and you love creature collection, management and life sim games, with fun building, terraforming and decorating elements, similar to titles like Animal Crossing, Moonstone Island and Make Room, especially if you're a fan of the Pokemon franchise, then I definitely recommend you check this one out, and I will be living vicariously, so please do share your experience online. Now, the next one on the list, I wasn't exactly quite sure which section to put it in, but I think RPG is close enough to Life Sim. That's right, I'm talking about the newest installation of the beloved JRPG and turn-based combat creature collecting series, Monster Hunter Stories, Twisted Reflection, which is actually out now on all major platforms, including a physical release for the Switch 2. In this brand new story-driven and narrative-focused adventure, you'll become a rider, raising and bonding with all your favourite monsters. Azuria and Vermeil are two countries on a path to destruction after the events of an environmental disaster known as the Crystal Encroachment. But when all hope seemed lost, twin Raphos, a rare species previously thought to be extinct, were born from a single egg in an unexpected twist of fate. However, when both these twins bear the sky scale marking, harkening back to a disastrous civil war 2 centuries past, is this an omen of good luck or misfortune? Set out on a journey to uncover the truth, playing the heir to Azuria as you team up with Eleanor, the Princess of Vermeil, combating the looming threats of further ecological encroachment alongside high political tensions and unrest. Explore a stunning world engaging in turn-based rock, paper, scissors style combat, perfect for those just getting into the Monster Hunter series like myself who are looking for some more laid-back, strategic monster fighting gameplay rather than the traditional button mashing, or at least that's what I do, combo combat. Not to mention the story spin-off features a greater focus on narrative and story building than the main Monster Hunter series, so it's the perfect jumping off point for traditionally cozy gamers to branch out into JRPG and more combat heavy games. I'm super excited for this one as I've always wanted to get into the Monster Hunter series, but I've always found it to be a bit intimidating. I was definitely considering getting Monster Hunter Wilds when that came out last year, but after seeing how poorly it ran, I did give that one a skip. And so I'm happy to report that the current reviews that I have reviewed for this game show that it actually runs pretty well, although some Switch 2 players have reported some lag, which I feel like you're always going to see that with a Switch console and more heavy games. I just feel like they're better optimized for Nintendo games, so if you do have the option to play on another console, then I would recommend that you do. And I have seen some reports of crashing after a recent patch in some of the reviews, but hopefully that'll be quickly resolved, as things like that happen all the time. The main complaint I've seen so far is that there is a lack of endgame content in comparison to previous installments. However, it does seem like this content is still present in the game, it's just introduced earlier and so accessible alongside the main story now. Personally, I quite like this as someone who, to be completely honest, I only really engage with endgame content when it's one of my absolute favourite games, because I'm very story driven and I just lose motivation once the story's over. But I can totally understand why it would be frustrating for those who look forward to engaging with the game even after the main story has been completed. It's definitely worth taking this into consideration if you're planning on buying this one. Overall, this game is the perfect entry point for those interested in getting into the Monster Hunter franchise like myself, and it's great for players who love creature collection games such as Pokemon and Moonstone Island, as well as a story-rich JRPG, kind of like Fantasy Life or Rune Factory. I'll definitely be checking this one out when I get some free time. Next on the list is the newest installment of the beloved life management sim Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream, coming to all Switch devices, including a physical release on the 16th of April, so very, very soon. On a small island floating in the sea, your Mii characters will live out their own carefree lives. You can create anyone that you'd like to live here, from real life friends and family to fictional characters or even yourself. And with the new inclusivity features such as same-sex relationships and a non-binary gender identity, you can be your truest self, customizing traits from personality and voice all the way to appearance and clothing. Help your Miis live out their best island lives, from keeping them well fed and entertained to solving their problems, watching their interactions and encounters, cultivating new friendships, playing Cupid to make the cutest of couples, and more. So far from what we've seen in the current available demo, Tomodachi Life looks like so much fun, adding brand new features to the beloved 3DS favourite, such as the highly customizable Mii Creator, which allows you to draw custom faces, kind of reminiscent of Miitopia if you remember that one. I've definitely seen some amazing creations with this, and if I remember I'll put some examples on screen now. I've also seen some really funny TikToks, as there currently doesn't seem to be much censorship in the demo version, so I guess we'll just see what happens on release. But I do have a feeling Nintendo's not going to approve and will likely filter user inputs. Although, because the game has no online elements, I do have my hopes up that we can still have a little bit of fun. So if you love looking after Tamagotchi, enjoy life sim games that are heavy on management and allow you to create unique storylines for your characters like The Sims, or like me, you were just a big fan of the OG Tomodachi Life on the 3DS, and you can't wait for this refresh version, then you should definitely check this one out. I'm just so glad it's on the original Nintendo Switch as well as the 2. Next we have the highly anticipated early access release of Paralives, a building sandbox and life sim all about creating homes, stories and bonds, now coming to Steam including Mac support on the 25th of May for early access. Meet a charming cast of townies as you explore a lively and vibrant open world full of shops, parks, restaurants, museums and more to discover as you settle in and make your new house feel like a home. Focus on whichever aspect of your character's life you desire, from flexible career progression and money making to romance and family building, as you write a story that is uniquely yours. Customize your para however you'd like, adjusting physical features including height, designing stylish outfits with custom colorways, and creating a personality as complex as your own, made up of unique traits, skills, wants, needs, and emotions. Then build your para's dream home, utilizing fun and unique construction features such as curved walls and split level floors, and a wide variety of furniture, decor, and clutter objects. All resizable, recolorable and stackable, with free item placement that allows for a tactile building experience. not to mention an in-game modding interface for creating custom content and editing existing items, as well as Steam Workshop integration to upload these, as well as your parafolk and houses, makes the customized experience easily accessible and shareable with others. I am so excited for Paralives, as this game has been on my radar for about 7 years, I think. I'm not quite sure, but I've been following its development pretty much since they first announced it to the public. So as someone who tends to avoid early access games just because I like to wait for the full experience, I will definitely be buying this one, and I can't wait to make some videos on it. Thank goodness it releases after my finals. On release, the early access will be very bare bones, so I do hope that players can manage their expectations with this one. I'm personally worried that there's going to be a lot of comparison to The Sims 4, which in contrast has been out for over 10 years and has over 100 paid DLC add-ons. I can't lie, it's high-key ridiculous and greedy. I just want people to remember the place that The Sims 4 was in when it first released back in 2016. I just want people to remember the place that The Sims 4 was in when it first released, with no pools, no toddlers, no pets, no weather or seasons, and even to this day we still don't have drivable cars. Or even really babies, let's be honest. Yes, we have infants now, but in The Sims 2 and 3 you could take your baby out of the bassinet. So we've literally got a downgrade from previous versions. And also, please keep in mind that Paralives is a passion project from a much smaller indie team with a much smaller budget. Even so, I already know in my heart of hearts that Paralives is going to be so much better, in my personal opinion, solely because of this fact. It's been made with love and care rather than corporate profit maxing. Not to mention, the devs have confirmed that all future updates will be free, with no plans for paid DLC, which is the most pro-consumer news I have seen in the cozy gaming space for a while now, and I really respect Alex and his team so much for this decision. It's so refreshing to see. I know a lot of people are very skeptical of this, I've seen online, especially simmers who are low-key brainwashed by EA to accept their appalling and anti-consumer behaviour, and are questioning how the team is going to make money, and is the game going to be successful? How can you make money if you only charge people once? But I do promise you that it is doable to make free updates, and it's been done before. For example, we've got Stardew Valley, Terraria, Hollow Knight, and also Minecraft. As much as I'm not a fan of Microsoft, all major content updates are free, and while Bedrock does have an in-game store, Java has no paywalled content whatsoever, and all of these games are highly successful and beloved by their communities. So if you are a lover of live sims, in particular Sims 2 and 3, which in my opinion had a much less corporate feel in comparison to The Sims 4, as well as other similar games with an emphasis on creating and living your best life, such as fan favourites Animal Crossing, Coral Island and Stardew Valley, then you should definitely check this one out. The next game on the list is the early access release of the modern yet cozy solarpunk multiplayer live sim with a core focus on sustainability, Loftia, coming to Steam sometime this summer. In this sweet and wholesome co-op experience set in the clouds, you'll connect with friends, farming, exploring, crafting, decorating and more as you contribute to community projects together, unlocking new resources, uncovering hidden stories, and discovering exciting new sky islands. Scavenge for resources in deserted factories, and venture across islands either solo or with friends, tackling challenging puzzles together as you uncover a vast variety of new biomes. Repurposing the discarded materials you find into valuable equipment to help you customize your own personal floating island. Live your most sustainable life, mastering new age farming techniques such as hydro and aquaponics, and trellis farming. Crafting your own tools utilizing renewable energy sources such as solar and wind, and even rescuing and adopting cute animal companions to join you on your journey, from more exotic capybaras and turtles to the basic but beloved cats and dogs. I'm super excited for Loftia and have been following the development of this one for a while as well. It's been amazing to watch this game grow from an adorable couple's passion project into a fully fledged game, being developed by a quite sizable now indie team. I think it's 35 people that are working on it. I especially love its focus on the environment and living the most cozy, sustainable life possible, as I feel like this romanticization of soft and sustainable living is super important in this hustle, overconsume, repeat, what's the newest trend culture that we live in. Not to mention, they have shown some very inclusive character customization on their social medias, from prosthetics and religious headwear to a vast variety of black and textured hairstyles. So this team clearly cares about representation, allowing everyone to play as their truest selves. So if you love cozy farming sims like Stardew Valley and Coral Island, collecting cute pets that follow you around in games like Moonstone Island, building adorable homes with friends in games like Minecraft, and you're interested in learning more about sustainability and the environment, then you should definitely check this one out. Next, we have the highly anticipated release of the magical RPG and spellbinding witchy life and management sim, Witchbrook, set to release sometime this year for all major platforms except PlayStation. Enter your new and enchanting life in the bustling seaside city of Mossport, either solo or with up to 3 friends, as you discover magic and mystery in a stunning hand-drawn pixel art world filled with wonder and charm on the road to your graduation and beyond. Attending Witchbrook College, where you'll learn and master witchcraft, form lifelong friendships, and maybe even find love. Develop your magical abilities, attending classes, completing assignments, and expanding your knowledge as you harness your newfound skills and ace your exams. Master each magic art, from brewing potions and conducting mysterious rituals to reading the future from the stars, competing with your coven to be top of the class. And the fun doesn't end after graduation. You can use your expertise and resources to start your very own witchy business, helping townies and partnering with the local shops to fund your supernatural studies, all while renovating a cozy woodland cottage to your liking. I really do love the look and feel of Witchbrook, and if it can deliver on everything that it promises gameplay wise, then I do feel like it will be one of my favourite games of the year. However, I honestly can't help but be a bit skeptical of a 2026 release, considering the devs of this game are actually pretty quiet in terms of current state of gameplay and their work process, as well as it having already been delayed once from 2025. Not to mention the publisher and developer CHUCKLEFISH honestly kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth due to one of their previous controversies with the game Starbound, where they took advantage of volunteer developers, many of which were actually minors. There are claims that the game is delayed because of a strict anti-crunch policy and the developer wanting to release the game in the most polished state possible, but these statements are not aligning with their previous behaviour, and I'm a firm believer that when someone shows you who you are, you should believe them the first time. Like, I'm sorry babe, you can't call yourself a no-crunch company whilst taking advantage of teenage fans for their artwork. But I also want to believe that they have learnt from their mistakes and changed, partly because this game looks so damn cute, and that's definitely naive of me. I feel like I both have my hopes high but also like 6 feet under and buried at the same time, and the cognitive dissonance is honestly dissonancing. Like, I feel so conflicted about this one. So with all that being said, let me know your thoughts on the whole Witchbrook situation. As of now, because of the previous actions of the developer and because of how little they have shared about the development process of this game, I just can't feel like I can recommend it. But I definitely want to talk about it and start this kind of conversation, as its release date is supposedly coming up, although whether that does come to fruition does remain to be seen. The next game on the list, while not confirmed for a 2026 release, it is anticipated for one by fans and speculation, is the cute and cozy life sim and sandbox building RPG in the stars, Petit Planet, possibly coming around this summer is what's speculated for PC and mobile. In this game, you'll live on your own planet in a galaxy full of cute and colourful anthropomorphic creatures, from a bashful red panda to a plushy designing lamb. And as you play, new and unique neighbours will arrive, and befriending them will impact the growth of your planet, in addition to allowing for deeper exploration of your local solar system, using their varying skill set. All while you enjoy the basics of gardening, crafting, decorating, and more, all the happy-go-lucky life sim stuff. And when you're not tending to your own island in solo mode, you can even meet up with your friends at the Galactic Bazaar Cafe, or take a tour of their planets in online co-op mode. So how am I feeling about this game? Petit Planet is actually a Hoyoverse game, so it is definitely going to be gacha based and have in-app purchases. Now, I haven't actually played any Hoyoverse games myself. I've played Infold games like Infinity Nikki, and Infinity Nikki, I don't feel like the gacha system is too bad in that one. I know their previous Nikki games, it felt quite harsh, but they've got a good pity system, and I feel like you can still very much enjoy the game without spending any money. I have been playing the game since it came out. I'm still playing it actively to this day, and I haven't spent a single penny on it, and I'm having a good time, and I've still been able to get some of the 5-star limited sets. You just kind of have to prioritize which ones you want, so I definitely feel like that is still enjoyable. But with Hoyoverse, the main other game that they have is Genshin Impact, and with that one, from what I've seen, I haven't played it personally, it seems like you don't need to spend money to like enjoy the game and complete the game, but spending money makes the game easier and it makes it more enjoyable and less grindy basically. So if you're a free-to-play player, you will struggle to get past certain parts and progress in the story without heavily grinding, whereas if you spend the money to get the characters with these special abilities, it will make your experience a lot better. So I'm hoping that Petit Planet won't be like that, where it be more like Infinity Nikki, where it's still very enjoyable as a free-to-play player, and to be honest, the paid things are mostly cosmetic. Like with Infinity Nikki, there's some special abilities, but they don't affect gameplay that much personally from what I've experienced, so I'm hoping it'll be similar, but considering it's a different developer and publisher, I don't have my hopes high, so I'm just going to kind of play it by my ear and see if this is actually a game that I want to invest my time into. I don't like to spend money on gacha games personally. If you do, then, you know, that's your no harm, no foul. Like, if you can afford to do it and you're not getting yourself in debt and you feel okay about it, it's not like hurting you mentally, then go for it. Personally, I just like to avoid any kind of gambling because I feel like I do kind of have an addictive personality type. You know, I will allow myself to have the occasional blind box, but that's about it as far as I go. So if you do love a cozy life sim game like Animal Crossing, and you do like gacha games like Infinity Nikki, and you feel like you're able to control yourself when it comes to the gambling or just not do it at all, then it's definitely worth checking this one out when it releases, as after all the main game itself is going to be free to play. But obviously if you do feel like gacha games are bad for you, then definitely take a step back from this one and just keep it at a distance, I would say. Now let's take a look at our visual novels for the year. The next game on the list is the wholesome narrative story about dreams, hope and overcoming grief, Fishbowl, available right now for Steam and PlayStation. In this intimate visual novel where slice of life meets surreal, you'll play as Aloe, a young woman moving to a new city alone whilst coming to terms with the passing of her late grandmother and rediscovering childhood memories as you aid her on her journey back to the present day. Whilst tackling her feelings of grief and isolation alongside the novel responsibilities of adulthood, the choices that you make as Aloe over the course of a month will lead her on a unique journey of self-discovery. Encounter Paplet, a magical talking fish from Aloe's memories, and your unlikely new companion, joining you on your adventure as you unravel the threads of your past, piecing together the meaning of your strange dreams and giving way to a new future. Now, this game looks super cute with loads of mini games inspired by Aloe's daily life and her job, and it's definitely a choices matter experience with a lot of replayability and different outcomes depending on the choices that you make for her. So if you love a cutesy visual novel with a somewhat heart-wrenching story and similar vibes to games like Coffee Talk and Unpacking, but with the choices matter aspect of games like the Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood, featuring lots of fun daily life inspired tasking minigames, then you should definitely check out the free demo available on Steam. So speaking of Coffee Talk, next on the list we have the newest installment of the beloved coffee brewing and heart-to-heart talking sim, Coffee Talk Tokyo, releasing for all major platforms on the 21st of May. In this new rendition, bringing the warmth and heartfelt moments characteristic of a Coffee Talk experience, and the delicious drinks of previous titles to an all-new cafe in Tokyo, you'll watch and serve as humans and yokai alike share their stories with a fresh new twist. Brew your guests the correct order as they seek refuge from the sweltering summer heat and share their wholesome stories, with the introduction of ice drinks and hojicha, and the usual chill lo-fi backtrack as you elevate your latte art with some sprinkled stencils to create beautiful and powdery designs. And as someone who has previously struggled with latte art, honestly, I just cannot get it to go where I want it to go. I am very much looking forward to these stencils. And also, it's definitely worth mentioning that you don't need to have played the previous games to enjoy this one, although there will definitely be some references and character crossovers included. So if you do want to understand those and have that knowledge, then I definitely recommend you play the previous two games, and they're really fun, so definitely worth checking out. So if you love the previous games in the Coffee Talk series, or similar games like Tavern Talk and Valhalla, or you're just a big fan of the visual novel and cafe management genre, then you should definitely check out the demo, which is available on Steam, and also the two previous games if you haven't already. Like I said, I'd highly recommend them. Next on the list is the magical bakery management wholesome life sim and heartfelt adventure RPG set in modern France, The Witch's Bakery, releasing sometime this year for all major platforms and with a physical release confirmed for the Nintendo Switch and PS5. In this game, you'll play as Lun, a joyful witch baker with the power to see into hearts and heal emotions, managing her store, visiting the iconic locations and streets of Paris, and healing the hearts of your patrons with a fresh and buttery croissant. With each day split into 3 phases, run your bakery and serve guests during the day, explore and build relationships as you relax during your evenings, and rest and improve your magic and decorate your bakery at nighttime. Progressing in a wholesome narrative as you meet new people and heal their broken hearts by guiding their personified emotions, unearthing their deepest struggles, and discovering the key ingredient of the unique bread that will heal their soul. Overall, super cute chill vibes, but probably gonna be a little bit sad, so have some tissues on the side, be prepared to cry. If you love bakery management games similar to Lemon Cake and Cat Cafe Manager, but also love a narrative-rich and emotional visual novel like Coffee Talk, where the main goal is helping others and understanding them, and sometimes even making their perfect drink, or in this case pastry, as well as a touch of whimsy and witchcraft, then you should definitely check this one out. The next game on the list is the second installment of the lovingly nostalgic wholesome slice of life choices matter and narrative-rich visual novel Our Life Now and Forever, releasing for Steam at some point this year. In a sentimental and replayable story set in the charming mountain town of Golden Grove, build your life anew as you and your mother move to a tight-knit cul-de-sac community. With 2 new neighbours and 4 distinct time periods, tell the tale of a one-of-a-kind life, creating an experience that is uniquely yours in a near fully customisable, choice-heavy story as you watch your character progress from child to adulthood. Create your own protagonist, customizing every aspect in expressing personality and preferences through hundreds of choices, forging your own path as you grow alongside your 2 closest neighbours, and uncover endless possibilities of self-discovery. Nurture meaningful connections with other characters as you find your place in the community, developing relationships with a variety of different dynamics, with 2 in particular whose connection runs deeper than the rest. Overall, this game is super replayable and very heavy on the choices matter aspect. There's hundreds of decisions to make and each will lead you towards a different ending, and this game makes a very queer friendly safe space with lots of different sexual orientation options and relationship features. If you love a cutesy visual novel with a wholesome storyline and a slice of life narrative, then you should definitely check out the demo and the previous game if you haven't already. After all, they're both completely free, so there's nothing to lose really. Next, I want to talk about survival craft games, in particular the open world ones. Next on the list is the highly anticipated open world survival craft and van life adventure game Outbound, releasing on the 23rd of April for all major platforms with a physical release for both the Nintendo Switch consoles. In this off-the-grid life sim set in a utopian near future, you'll build your own home on wheels and live sustainably, sourcing energy from solar and other renewable sources, scavenging for materials, growing your own crops, crafting at workstations, and upgrading and customizing your van using a simple and easy to learn modular building system, all while exploring a vast and colourful open world and adapting to the new landscapes and changing environmental conditions as you explore alongside up to 3 friends. I actually backed this one on Kickstarter and I'm super excited to get my key very soon. It's right around the corner, to be honest. It's definitely up my alley. I do love a base building, resource gathering, open world exploration game, especially multiplayer ones, just so good. So if you also love exploring the wilderness in games like Above Snakes, which is actually the devs' previous game, as well as creating the base of your dreams, either solo or with your friends, in games like Raft and Grounded, then you should definitely check this one out. The next game on the list, also an open world survival craft and life sim, but this time with a sci-fi twist, is Solarpunk, releasing sometime this year for all major platforms. In this exploration and survival game, it's set in a technologically advanced world of floating islands. You'll construct buildings, grow food, craft gadgets, and explore distant sky islands in your very own airship, either solo or with your friends. Design your dream sustainable base with a wide variety of materials and decorations, building freely and adding fun and unique cozy details to make your island feel like a home, all while creating and utilizing a renewable energy system. automating the processes of resource gathering and farming, and planning ahead for changing weather conditions by storing energy in batteries to keep your base up and running. Now, this game is definitely reminiscent to me of Loftia, which I talked about slightly earlier in this video, but kind of in combination with Outbound, right? It's got the base building elements of Outbound, but the sustainability elements of Loftia. So if Loftia sounded interesting to you, but you wish it was a bit more exploration, open world heavy, and less cozy life sim vibes, then this is definitely the one for you. So if you love exploring floating sky islands, either solo or with friends in games like Minecraft Skyblock, Aloft and Sky Children of the Light, as well as base building and resource gathering in games like Terraria and Core Keeper, and you have an interest in sustainable living practices, then you should definitely check out Solarpunk's free demo, which is available on Steam right now. And next, of course, we have our farming sims. How could we forget about those? We have the open world, relaxing and cozy country life and farming sim for up to 4 players, releasing for Steam including Mac support in early access this quarter too. In this modernised farming and rural life sim, you'll raise animals, grow crops, craft machines, build your dream house, and travel by foot, horseback, vehicle or even boat to explore a gigantic open world, from wild islands and shipwrecks to mines filled with rare ores and dangerous monsters, to the local town and its charming locals, of which you'll form friendships and maybe something more. Craft objects and useful machinery, transforming even the most basic resources into elaborate products to give villagers, fulfill daily orders, or sell at a variety of markets for profit. Not to mention you can even sell your resources to other players via an online auction market. Think Planet Zoo's animal trading system. Optimize your ranch's resource consumption, signing water and electricity contracts, or building water wells, wind turbines and solar panels to generate it yourself, which is a lot more interesting, and selling your surplus energy to the local village. Enhance your character by leveling up various skills to serve you on your adventures, from farming, ranching, crafting, fishing, combat and more. Build the house of your dreams wherever you want, from the seaside to the hilltops, choosing unique decor and furniture to reflect your personality and impress your friends. Meet many lively and colourful characters, discovering their atypical personalities and fascinating stories, and watching as they go about their own daily lives, from work and hobbies to interactions with each other. Take time to get to know each of them, forming friendships and maybe even more, moving in together and starting a family. Although the main gameplay operates on an accelerated time system, similar to games like Coral Island and Stardew Valley, the local trade guild actually offers new and exciting challenges with the rotation of each real-world season, allowing you to test your ranching skills and collect rewards, including exclusive new animal breeds, seeds, or other in-game content. There's definitely something for everyone, whether that's the frequent festivals and seasonal activities, or something more simple and relaxed like hobby collecting, including hunting, insect catching, fishing, and more. And the devs have promised lots more content updates to come. So if you love ranching and farming games like Stardew Valley and Coral Island, but wish there was a bit more of a modern twist on that, and that you could explore a bigger, more open world, kind of reminiscent of The Sims 3, with islands and shipwrecks and all sorts of exciting things to explore and check out, then you should definitely give this one a go. And there is a free demo available on Steam right now also. Next we have a farming sim with a supernatural vampiric twist, Vampire Rancher, releasing during quarter 2 also for Steam. In this new farming sim, set in a Wild West inspired world, you'll play as a rancher by day and vampire by night, managing your time and resources to restore a sleepy little town to its former glory, overseeing its shops and saloons, tending to animals and farming crops, all while satisfying your primal need for blood. Balance your insatiable hunger with the responsibilities of running a town, catering each shop to the unique wants and needs of different visitors and keeping them happy, as after all, they're your primary food source. Gathering materials, harvesting crops, and crafting luxury items to sell. Get to know the unique characters of your town by fulfilling their quests and uncovering their different stories, while tuning into your vampiric side by exploring ruins, completing the Vampire Council's mission, and sharing your immortality. I definitely like the premise of this game. It's kind of got this like symbiotic vibe of you're helping the village develop and you're also feeding off of them. And I also kind of love the cult-like aspect of you're gonna turn other people into vampires as well and have like a little group of vampires running around. So it's definitely interesting, and I haven't really seen a farming sim like this. There was Voltaire, a vegan vampire, but that was kind of the opposite kind of thing, where this is a vampire that's a vegan surviving off of plants. In this one, you're going around sucking people's blood and potentially turning them. So I'm definitely excited to see what this one has to offer. If you love a farming sim with a twist, such as Coral Island, in that one you can be a mermaid if you weren't aware, as well as the town management elements of games like Manami Lane and Lakeburg Legacies, where you're managing resources and what's being sold in shops, as well as all things vampiric and supernatural, obviously that's quite a big element, then you should definitely check this one out. Now let's move on to our puzzle and strategy based games. The next game on the list is the cozy and casual hidden object adventure Lost and Found Co., available for Steam including Mac support right now. In this hidden object story campaign, set in an immersive world filled with thousands of interactive objects, you'll join a cast of quirky and colourful characters on an epic journey across countless magical locations, finding lost items, solving challenging puzzles, and helping an adorable dragon regain her power. With countless levels and tons of items to find, return what is lost to the rightful owners and uncover a wholesome narrative, putting your skills to the test as you hunt for well-hidden items across bonus challenge levels in this charming experience suitable for players of all ages. Now, a hidden object game is kind of simple, but there's just something about that really tickles my brain in the right way. Kind of the same as those little sticker books, you know, the ones where you like make a scene out of stickers, like it just hits that same childlike wonder itch, and there's just something about a hidden object game. Like, it's so simple, but it's just so cozy and just chill, and you can kind of not necessarily turn off your brain because you're still looking for stuff, but it doesn't require much thought. You can, you know, have a show on in the background. There's just something about it. So if you love cozy 2D puzzle games, like A Little to the Left and Unpacking, but also love a hidden objects element and a relaxed and simple storyline, you should definitely check this one out. It's got a free demo at the moment available on Steam as well. Next, we have the Wholesome Cartography Puzzle and Adventure RPG Map, which will be releasing this quarter too for Steam. In this map drawing puzzler, you'll play as an adorable little cartographer of an adventure crew embarking on a treasure hunt, orientating yourself on uncharted islands by measuring the distances between landmarks and noting their locations as accurately as possible. You start with a simple map depicting the coastline, and you slowly fill it with landmarks, ruins, and other unique sites that are scattered around each island, searching for clues as you follow the trace of a legendary lost treasure and unlock new tools that will help you determine locations more precisely along the way as you explore wondrous landscapes and get to know your crewmates. Each time you set up camp, you get to discover each character's story and personality with every new mission you complete, and watching as new faces join the party whilst others set out alone, so the party's always being refreshed, which keeps the gameplay loop fun and fresh as there's always someone new to meet. If you love cartography-inspired games with map-based puzzles such as Carto, as well as a wholesome narrative story with fun and quirky characters, for example Toem, then you should definitely check out the free demo for Map, which is available on Steam. The next game on the list is the single-player social deduction and roguelike deck builder Demon Bluff, which will be coming to Steam at some point this year. In this game, the cards lie. You'll gather with the villagers, each of which will provide an information source and some even a useful ability for a ritual to determine who is evil. But beware, the demons will lie, mislead and deceive, pretending to be villagers, and it is up to you to see through their bluff. As you progress through the gameplay loop and save villages, you will unlock new characters, discover fresh mechanics, increase your ascensions, and find unique ways to play as you build and refine your villager deck, vetting every new arrival, as after all, they may not be who they seem. As this is a roguelike deck builder, there is so much replayability. You can do as many runs as you want. There's just something about a deck builder, especially a roguelike, where it just scratches that itch and you just want to play it over and over again. So this is definitely a good game for replayability if that's what you're looking for. And if you, like me, absolutely love a social deduction game, think Mafia or Among Us, or you're a fan of murder mystery games also like Cluedo, then I feel like you'll really enjoy this one, and not to mention there is currently a free playtest available on Steam right now. Next, I want to talk about management sims. Next, we have the farming and restaurant management sim with an element of base building, farm to table, releasing for Steam this quarter too. In this new restaurant management sim with a farming twist, you'll grow your own ingredients in the backyard and then cook and serve them. Build your place from scratch on a gorgeous coastal hill overlooking a colourful island, placing walls and doors using a modular building system, and customizing each and every corner of your kitchen, farm and dining space from the inside out, choosing from a wider variety of furniture and decorative items. Then discover new recipes by exploring all the ingredients the island has to offer, gathering forageables, fishing, raising animals, growing fresh crops, and producing more complex goods using machineries like mills for flour, presses for purees, and kegs for drinks. But don't get caught up in the ranching side of business. Remember that in addition to managing resources, you need to hire some staff and create a diverse and flavorful menu if you want to grow your organic homegrown business into a 5-star restaurant. If you love chill restaurant management games with a farming element like Lemon Cake, but you wish there was more farming, reminiscent of games like Coral Island and Stardew Valley, as well as slightly more in-depth management and building mechanics similar to that of Cat Cafe Manager, where you get to place the furniture and build the restaurant from the ground up, then you should definitely check this one out as it has all of that and more. Now we have the charming fusion of fantasy deck building and adventure RPG with cozy cuisine and restaurant management, Beastro, releasing sometime this year for Steam. Set in the peaceful confines of Palo Pori, home to artisans and tastemakers alike, you'll play as Panko, a young and talented chef, helping to run the local eatery. However, a darkness has begun to stir and ravenous monsters have claimed the land beyond the village walls, so when your master goes missing and a mysterious visitor arrives, bearing warnings, it's up to you to step up and take over the daily runnings of the restaurant. Gather fresh ingredients and resources, care for animals, forage for wild herbs, and grow your own crops to build your very own cozy farm-to-table restaurant and expand your recipe collection. Chop, flip, and sizzle your way through a mouth-watering variety of cooking mini-games, whipping up delightful dishes for the local townsfolk, and tailoring your restaurant's menu to the taste of your community by developing new meals, progressing your knowledge, and adjusting your decor to increase appeal. Serve the caretakers, brave adventurers sent to save the world, each hailing from their own unique flavour region, affecting their tastes and preferences as you preserve peace from your kitchen. Craft thoughtful meals and balance flavour profiles to boost spirits, sharpen fighting skills, and unlock new combat abilities. Then put your meal to the test with delicious deck building, where taste meets tactics, and the dishes you serve influence turn-based combat cards. I feel like this combination of deck building and restaurant management is really unique. I haven't seen anything like it, so I'm very excited to check this one out. It's definitely one of my most anticipated of the most anticipated list for this year. So if you love a typical restaurant management sim, somewhat reminiscent of Overcooked, but wish that there was a farming and resource gathering element, similar to games like Spiritfarer, and also a more in-depth storyline, and you love deck building games like Slay the Spire, Balatro, and Moonstone Island, then you should definitely give this one a go. The next game on the list is the relaxing, cozy exploration and trading based RPG adventure Townseek, releasing sometime this year for all major platforms. In this whole new skybound adventure, you'll voyage across the whimsical explorer by airship, uncovering the long-lost legacy of Sir Reginald Charkingson along your travels. Uncover the secrets of a beautifully hand-drawn world as you journey through a variety of biomes, each filled with striking landmarks, hidden lore, and colourful curiosities to collect and discover. Visit distinct and charming towns as you trade goods for profits, take on challenging quests, unlock upgrades, fish, mine, farm, and more, and meet a unique cast of charming townsfolk as you pass through. If you love exploring fun, charming, and varied open worlds filled with secrets and collectible resources in games like Spiritfarer, Kato, and The Wandering Village, trading in merchant games like Moonlighter and the Atelier series, and doing the typical cozy gameplay loop of mining, fishing, and more, then you should definitely check out the free demo for Townseek, which is available on Steam. Next on the list is the cozy punk narrative and shop management sim Waxheads, releasing for Steam including Mac support and Xbox on the 5th of May. In this wholesome visual novel X-management sim, set in an immersive and lovingly handcrafted musical world, you will help manage a struggling record shop as you explore an emotional and uplifting narrative about community, mystery, and underdog spirit. Get to know a handcrafted record collection of over 50 unique tracks and artworks, chatting to and serving your quirky yet indecisive customers who are looking for the perfect new addition to theirs. Learn each of their unique tastes, reading the vibe, and recommending the perfect album, fall in love with fictional bands and their drama, solve charming yet challenging puzzles, play a selection of minigames, and look after your tomodachi, or just slack off with your colleagues. There's so much additional minigame-esque content to check out in this one when you're not serving customers. And if you love cozy shop management sims like Sticky Business, Witchy Business, and Ship Inc., as well as meeting unique customers in visual novels like Coffee Talk and Valhalla, and of course collecting vinyl records and headbanging to your favourite tracks in your spare time, then you should definitely check out the free demo for Waxheads, which is available on Steam. The next game on the list is the cozy flower shop management sim and wholesome visual novel with a magical twist, Puni the Florist, releasing for Steam including Mac support sometime this year. In this game, you'll manage a whimsical flower shop with the help and occasional chaos of a clueless fairy, designing and arranging unique bouquets, and fulfilling the unique requests of the quirky local townsfolk, each with their own stories to uncover. There's not much to say for this one, it's super cute and simple, and if you love bouquets and arranging flowers, then this is definitely right up your alley. If you love fairies, flowers, and anything of the magical sort, as well as cute and simple shop management sims like Sticky Business and story-rich visual novels with fun and quirky characters to get to know, like Coffee Talk, then you should definitely check out the free demo for Puni the Florist available on Steam. And last but not least, we have our sandbox and building games. Next we have the cozy, casual and relaxing, satisfying physics-based cleaning and decorating puzzler and sandbox game, Hozy, available right now on Steam, including max support. In this house flipper meets unpacking casual sandbox, you'll restore a forgotten neighbourhood one cozy room at a time, cleaning, painting and decorating abandoned homes with a range of satisfying mechanics and intuitive controls, enjoying the little details as you interact with tools, items and furniture to bring each space back to life. After things didn't quite work out for you in the big city, you return to your small hometown to find the once lively sanctuary of your memories a faded and forgotten shell of its former self. Now it's up to you to clean, paint and gently restore the sense of community that once filled these streets, room by room and house by house, uncovering a passion for interior decorating, combined with the satisfaction of cleaning and organising along the way. With 9 unique locations to explore and restore, each filled with the personal stories and unique possessions of the previous residents, alongside intricate details that make every room come alive, you'll begin your journey in your childhood home, uncovering dreamlike sceneries as you fulfill your father's long-held dream of a peaceful life by the sea. Unleash your inner designer without the endless catalogue of overwhelm, choosing from a carefully curated and cohesive selection of furniture and decor, unique to each level, and presented in a similar fashion to fan favourite games like unpacking and caravan make it home, placing the provided items freely, rotating and arranging in the scene as you see fit. So take a step back and relax, slowing down with no timers, scores or penalties as you enjoy this stress and pressure-free decorating and tidying gameplay, where each mechanic is carefully thought out to keep you in a calm, satisfying flow state, focusing on the simple joy that is restoration, all set to a backtrack of calming soundscapes and gentle music, whether you're cleaning windows, repainting or rearranging furniture. Immerse yourself in a cozy atmosphere where every small interaction and detail brings each scene to life, from ambient nature sounds filtering through open windows to the whimsy of floating dust mites, lit candles, or even projections of cute sceneries onto the wall. And not to mention, this game has endless replayability. You can decorate the same room in multiple ways, with freedom of creativity allowing you to add different tiny details. If you love satisfying cleaning in games like House Flipper and Power Wash Simulator, as well as the freedom of decorating in games like Make Room, Whisper of the House and The Sims, you should definitely check this one out. And last but not least, we have the relaxing sandbox building game about finding peace in the skies and creating your dream rooftop getaway, High Above, available right now on Steam. In this wholesome and cozy builder, you'll design and decorate your perfect elevated retreat from the ground up literally, turning an empty plot into anything you'd like. Build and shape the foundation as you wish, tweaking scale and position for every structure you place to fit your vision. And when your base is complete, decorate with a wide variety of charming details, from windows, balconies and mouldings to plants, furniture and lighting, adding your own personal flair with material and colour selections. And not to mention, this relaxing gameplay loop has no timers, no goals and no stress. So if you love building adorable sceneries in games like Summer House and Tiny Glade, as well as decorating outdoor areas with plants and furniture in games like Garden Galaxy, you should definitely check out the free demo for High Above, available on Steam. And before we end off, there's just a couple more things I wanted to talk about. Just a quick honourable mention is the Stardew Valley 1.7 update, which is going to add 2 new romanceable characters, Sandy, Yay, and Clint, Ew, as well as an update to children, although not much has been revealed about that yet. Definitely hoping this release is going to come near the end of the year, because it was announced August last year, and the 1.6 update took roughly a year from announcement to release, so hopefully a similar timescale will be anticipated for this one. And before I end off, I just wanted to make a quick note that some of you may have noticed that my Heartopia first impressions video has now disappeared from the channel, and that's because I set it to unlisted. I kind of deliberated over this for a little while because I know people enjoyed it and I didn't want to take that away from people and completely delete it, but the developers and the publishers' actions do not align with my personal values, and I did not want to be promoting that on my channel, so it's unlisted now. You can still find it if you have the link, but it's no longer going to be on the channel homepage. I just, in good conscience, could not have that on the channel homepage and promote that. It's just one controversy after another with this game. You know, first there was the AI usage, which I'm completely opposed to generative AI, especially in artwork and creative spaces. And then there was the controversy with how rigged their gacha system is and how there's basically no pity at all, and you can get duplicates of the item and it costs hundreds of dollars to finish a set. It's ridiculous. And of course there's the most recent racism controversy where they had a black character eat, I think it was a poisonous mushroom, and then they danced around and made monkey noises, which is just weird. Why would you put that in? Like, obviously that's got racist undertones and it doesn't take a genius to see that. Like, it's just weird that that was included. So I've took the video down and I will no longer be associating with Heartopia. So that was my top 25 new upcoming cozy game releases for this year, or anticipated to release this year. Let me know down in the comments below which game you're most excited for and why. Personally, I'm most excited for Paralives. Obviously it's been a long wait for me, but also as a Kickstarter backer of Outbound, like I said, I cannot wait to get my hands on my key and start playing. And not to mention a brand new Coffee Talk story. I'm so excited. I love Coffee Talk so much. It's so cute, so wholesome, and it just has the best vibes, like sitting down with a hot drink and playing on a rainy day. And I would definitely be all over Pokopia if only I could afford a Switch 2. So I'm kind of living vicariously through my TikTok feed at the moment, and if you've been able to play Pokopia, please do be sharing your cute little builds and just your gameplay footage in general. I want to see it. So if you did find this video either entertaining or informative, then please give it a like, as it really helps my small channel to grow and reach new cozy enthusiasts. And if you want to see more content from me, then please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. I'll make sure you're notified of any new videos I upload, especially if they're going to be a bit more sporadic from now on. So thank you for watching all the way to the end of the video, and as always, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day/night.